morning and welcome to a presentation on knowing your responsibilities in the IRS for employers, supervisors, and workers. My name is Beth Emerson and I will be your facilitator for today. In the next 10 minutes, you as a learner will gain knowledge on the IRS and your responsibilities. We will go through the definition of IRS. What are the workers' rights? The philosophy behind the IRS, the responsibilities you may have, and a diagram of an effective IRS system. Also, where further training can be taken, questions, and a short quiz at the very end to know what you have learned. So what exactly is the IRS? IRS stands for Internal Responsibility System. It's the foundation that everyone in the workplace is responsible for his or own health and safety, and for the health and safety of others. Employers, supervisors, and workers work together to identify, assess, and resolve health and safety concerns inside the workplace. The IRS does the following. These are its goals. It establishes responsibility sharing systems. It promotes that coin term, safety culture. It promotes best practice. It helps develop self-reliance and ensures compliance. Acts and regulations do not always impose or prescribe the specific steps taken for compliance. Instead, it holds the employer responsible for determining such steps to ensure health and safety for all workers. Saskatchewan was the first to enshrine 3 rights of the OH&S legislation for workers. Workers' rights support principles of the IRS. Does anyone know here what the 3 rights of workers are? Shelley?
The right to know?
Yes, that's one of them. Anyone else know any of the other 2? Brittany?
The right to participate?
Yes. The last one? Michael?
The right to refuse.
Awesome. So just to go over them again, we have the right to know about workplace hazards, how to identify them, and how to protect ourselves. We have the right to participate in making occupational health and safety decisions through consultation with the OH&S committee, representatives, and other workers. We also have the right to refuse any work that we seem to be unusually dangerous. So there we go, the 3 rights of our workers. The philosophy of the internal responsibility system recognizes that employers have legal and moral duty to provide a healthy and safe workplace. Worker participation is crucial to effective health and safety because only worker participation allows hazards to be properly identified and controlled. The philosophy of the IRS is based on these 5 things. Personal responsibility, where each individual is responsible for integrating health and safety into their work life. Inclusiveness, everyone is involved in the IRS, both as individuals and as members of a group. Cooperation, where everyone's objective should be the same, to improve the health and safety. And sharing of information, where everyone has the right to receive information needed to identify and control hazards in the workplace. And the last one, accountability, where everyone is accountable for carrying out their responsibilities. So who's responsible? Well, everyone. So the employers, the supervisors, and the workers. But those in the greatest degree of control have the greatest responsibility. Employers' responsibilities are the broadest and cover all areas of health and safety in the organization. They include providing a healthy and safe work environment, establishing the health and safety program, conducting annual reviews of the safety program to make sure we are getting the desired results, and providing the necessary training. Supervisors are responsible for health. Supervisors are responsible for health and safety of their workers in all areas where they work. Responsibilities include orientation of new workers, training workers on an ongoing basis, conducting those regular staff safety meetings, performing inspections and investigations, and correcting unsafe actions and conditions. Workers are responsible for protecting their health and safety and helping supervisors ensure the safety of their work areas, the tools, the equipment, and the machinery. Workers need to learn to follow safe work procedures, correct the hazards or report them to their supervisors, participate in inspections and investigations where applicable, use those personal protective equipment, PPE, where required, and help create a safe workplace by recommending ways to improve our health and safety program. Are there any other responsibilities of the employers, the supervisors, or workers that you can think of? Anyone have any other examples? You as a worker. Shelley?
To safely use tools, equipment, and machinery.
Yes, that's awesome. And if those machinery, tools, or equipment aren't working properly, who should you report it to?
My supervisor.
Yes. Anyone else? How about implementing standards and cooperating with the OH&S committee? That's one thing that they all need to be doing. Anyone else have anything else? How about on the employer side? Tracy?
Establishing goals and objectives for the employees.
Yes, that's a major one. We need those goals and objectives to start off on the right foot. How about one more? Can anyone think of one more? Elizabeth?
The employer needs to determine who does what and to delegate authority with the workplace.
Right, and the employer usually delegates that authority to
Like
supervisor, and then the supervisor will delegate to the worker. So it kind of works as a chain reaction, both downwards and upwards, because the worker will report the problem upwards. So great. We'll move on now. So what are the components of an effective IRS system? The outer ring here is the external auditing function of the occupational health officers. These officers monitor the effectiveness of the IRS and help correct deficiencies through education, assistance, and enforcement. This inner ring, right here, is the role of the Occupational Health and Safety Committee as the internal auditor of the IRS. And the small circles represent their duties and rights of those in the workplace and the role they play in maintaining the IRS. These rings support and complement each other. So we have our 3 R's, the right to know, refuse, and participate, as well as the duties and responsibilities of our workers, supervisors, and employers. And all of this together acts as our IRS, which then helps form our occupational health and safety committees. So employers and employees who wish to serve a role on our occupational health and safety committees, which is called the internal auditor of the IRS, must make sure they know their responsibilities and duties, their functions, and receive the necessary training. To learn more about the Occupational Health and Safety Committee training, go to worksafesask.com/training and sign up to attend one of the free training sessions from WorkSafe Sask. So in conclusion, employers, supervisors, and workers all have responsibilities within the IRS, which need to be carried out and complied with. I hope this presentation helped you understand the IRS and your responsibilities. This ends the presentation part, and I would now like to ask if anyone has any further questions. Questions, anyone? Yes, Scott?
What type of training does WorkSafe Sask offer?
So WorkSafe Sask offers the basic level 1 and 2 training of the Occupational Health and Safety Committees, as well as a variety amount of other training opportunities. So I just recommend you check out the website and see what's all there. Anyone else? Lonnie?
What are some references we can use when we get back to work?
So some great references that I use are the Occupational Health and Safety Committee Manual, and everyone should have one of these, the Occupational Health and Safety Act and Regulations. These are my two Bibles I use every day. Any other questions? If not, we'll move on to the quiz. Are you guys ready? So please use your cards in front of you and put up the correct answer you may think. So question number 1. What does IRS stand for? Irrational Relative Syndrome, Industrial Relations System, Internal Relationship Standard, Internal Responsibility System. Answers please. D, you're all correct. Internal Responsibility System. Question 2. Worker has 3 rights. What are they? Right to act, regulate, investigate. No, participate, refuse. Be quiet, polite, and invisible. Healthy, active, and supportive. Answers. All right again. No, participate, and refuse. What's the philosophy of the IRS? Includes all of the following except personal responsibility, inclusiveness, accountability, sharing of information, or coordination. This is a tricky one. Answers, please. We have mixed results. The answer is coordination. It's cooperation, not coordination. Question 4. Who is responsible for safety? Workers, employers, supervisors, or all of the above? All right. D. And Pre-Occupational Health and Safety Committee training is available from Labor Relations, WorkSafe Saskatchewan, Government of Canada, or City of Saskatoon. Looks like we're all right. WorkSafe Sask. So just want to thank you again for coming out today. I have handed out presentation